Well, good evening, all. I'm Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Tuesday, the 3rd of December, 2024, just getting on to 6:15 p.m. Central Time. Interesting day. You know, we started off and all looking for the JOLTS report, which is the amount of job offerings, the turnover. The offerings went up, so employers are still looking to hire more people. But I was surprised that the turnovers went up too. People still aren't scared. If they leave one area, they're saying there's so many jobs out there, I can go get another one. I would have thought they wanted to sit tight. I doubt that they're making more money. So I think it's just, what do you want to do? Is this the job you're happy with? There's so many choices, and you're seeing that with the amount of numbers. Now, before we go too far with that, I want to remind you that we have our Cyber Week sale. It's on. We made it easier for you. If you go to our website at irapstein.com, just look at the top left. The sale's listed, how many hours are left in it, and you can just click that. It'll take you right to where you have to go. Okay, and remember, any one-year subscription, 50% off my futures with my twice daily updates, special reports included, the ETF video in the morning, the just futures video if you want that, any combination of them. Away you go, and it's irapstein.com. So now let's take a look, if we could, together at the news of the day. Tomorrow you're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association numbers. Then we get the ADP, private sector jobs. That's the net change data, comes out at 7:15. S&P Global Group will release their final November service sector PMI number at 8:45. ISM is going to come out and release their U.S. service sector indices for November at 9. Factory orders, those are always behind, but they'll be for October. They come out at 9 o'clock. The Federal Reserve's Beige Book comes out tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And then we get petroleum stock estimates. And I can tell you, their estimates are way down from what the API came out with today. Now, there's so much going on around the world. One of the things that we saw today, and I'm sure you're aware of it, was martial law declared out of nowhere in South Korea. I don't think anybody expected that. And it just appears that the president can't get Congress to do anything. He thinks they're going for North Korea to try to get closer with them in a bad way. So he declared that as fast as it came on. Parliament went in, voted 190 against what the president did. You need a majority. They got unanimous that he had a reverse course, and he's done it. There'll be another move up there. Be careful of that. Tomorrow afternoon, in France, they're going to have a no confidence vote. Will the government be toppled? Now, toppled means the prime minister could be out of his position. The budget that's been presented, that won't go through. You can't call a general election until a year from the last one. That was in July, so it'd be next July that you can call that. But President Macron can appoint someone. He's under no timeline to do so, but he can appoint another prime minister, and then the game starts again. Can they get anything done? Interesting times there. So, you think there's not a lot going on, you're wrong. Then, when I looked at the metal markets, because that's what we're talking about right now, I was surprised this morning. Copper up 7-8 cents, the silver up 50, and I'm going, what the heck is going on now? And when looking, at first I couldn't find anything, and bingo, I said it's got to be China. I went into Chinese news and found it. China's announced now that they are going into that closed-door session where they're going to start meeting and figuring out the next phase of these stimulus plans. What they do, it's anybody's guess, but the speculation was there. The speculation also carried up a bit today. The energies, to my surprise, I didn't think the energies would go as they did, but I also didn't know that China was going to announce that meeting date and where they're going with it. So when we take a look at gold, you can see how the market's been slipping back down here. The support in the market is just like it's been, 26.1580, the 18-week moving average of closes. Remember I said you've lost volatility for a bit. Tell me that that isn't the exact case going on there. That's what you have. The pattern is still one of higher lows and a higher high. The market is fighting where I said, we talked each night, look at how often began right here, right in this time frame. Only this day, about 4 days, 5 days ago, didn't you hit it? You've hit the 18-day average every day. So if it drops, the next support around 26.22. If it's going to take off to the upside, I think it's got to get over 26.78 and a half. The upper Bollinger Band way up here at 27.31, 26.22, I think is the first big support number, and momentum's useless. It's just drifting sideways, not giving a clue as to what it wants to do. You're trying to cross under right now the 18-day average, so if it stays like this when I wake up in the morning, I will go to silver, and that means silver is getting stronger than gold. The market got up here, and with this move today, and it was a big move, the market came cracking back down. You can see this right through here. This is where the market finished on Monday. This is where you're at right now. Does that give you an idea? So we'll see if it can hold there. In the silver itself, you can see how the market snapped back from the lower Bollinger Band up. I can't call it an uptrend. We knew the market, if I come back here with you just a little bit, you know the market was fighting a battle at the 100-day average to the 18, and today it was able to pop through it, but not real convincingly. I mean, with all that, I would think the Bollinger Band could be affected, and it didn't quite make it there. Copper did the same thing. As I told you, the copper market, if you look, it closed up 700 points at 420, but 600 points more were there. You were really up 13 cents at the high of the day. And I'm watching the volume, I'm watching the trade, and I was saying, it's still like a holiday market, but I understand why it finally did that. Everybody's got their fingers crossed. Now, one of the things in copper that's happening, and I write about it in tonight's market letter, the copper producers, which are people that buy, if you will, scrap copper and the likes, and then they melt it down and they form it into wires and everything else in China, have stopped buying U.S. scrap, and they were a big buyer. China imports about a third of their copper needs that way, via scrap and so on, from what I've been reading. Out of that third, about 20% came from the United States. Because of the tariffs and the amount of time to assemble, get it out of the ports, put it on a ship, get it to China before January 20th, the purchasers are backing away now. They don't want to get caught in this tariff war. So that gets to be a very interesting part. And, you know, they could be buying now, not for shipment tomorrow, maybe for shipment in December, January, February. That's how you do it. They've pulled back. So they're staying with what they have, and they're looking for sources elsewhere. In the platinum market, we have higher lows, higher highs. So this market has come alive. Unless you get back under these lows right here, this market, I think, is going to be online to have the power to get up to the 100, the 200, and the upper Bollinger Band and see what it can do with that. I expect the pros are buying it. In the dollar, you're sort of stuck. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, and we're not open tonight yet, where you're just hanging at that 18-day average of closes. To get me bullish, you need to take out the highs of Monday. If that happens, what takes place is you convert all this to higher lows, higher highs. I would want to see momentum turn with it, but that would be the picture, at least, that I'm looking at in the market to see what happens. So your picture, you want to take advantage of the sale that we have going, IraEpstein.com. Look on the top left. We made it easy for you, and it even tells you you've got until Friday, and then it's off the board. So away you go. This is the best sale you're going to get from me this year. So if you're thinking, he's going to come out with something even cheaper, that is not going to happen. It's going to be more expensive if we do a Christmas sale. And we may not do one. We're going to make up our mind. We're doing okay with this one. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a great evening. I'll catch up with everybody in the morning. And remember, a lot of jobs data this week. Take care.